Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Around the Fire. Today I want to talk to you about a cool little piece that we got over the weekend. This is the lonfri, however you say it, helmet from botach. These retail from botach for about 199 bucks. They're available in 3 different colors, your OD green, black, and a desert tan. They come in only 2 sizes, a large and an extra large. I got the extra large because I have a giant dome. These are tested by Chesapeake Testing to NIJ level 3A standards, which is pretty typical of your Kevlar helmet. They do have higher rated helmets, but you're going to be getting into thousands of dollars at that point for like rifle rated helmets and so on. It's not too terribly heavy. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of experience with helmets, so some of you guys out there that have, been in the military, had higher quality stuff, this probably isn't going to be the product for you. This is great for the budget dude, the at-home guy, something to, train with, something to put in your bug-out bag, something for fun. Just there's a lot of reasons to have one of these, not to mention the biggest one, which is just you're allowed to. It's part of your freedoms as Americans, so take advantage of that. So yeah, 3.3 pounds. Not a heavy helmet, at least by my standards. I mean, you notice it's up there, and I imagine, the more you add to it, as far as night vision or, battery packs or anything else, attachments, you're going to be adding more weight, and it'll become probably a lot more apparent as things go on. Okay, so the good. Let's see the good. Metal, aluminum, night vision plate in the front. The attachment point seems really nice. All bolted in really well. It's got the bungee cords. They seem to be doing what they're supposed to do. The rails on the side are there, which is a nice inclusion for something on a budget price. They do seem to be sort of a lesser quality molding. You see some little molding inconsistencies in there. From the mold itself, the shapes and whatnot could have been cleaned up a little bit better, but for 200 bucks, you get what you get, right? It does come with a few little attachment pieces. As you can see here, I put a little 1913 rail on there, little Picatinny. In my case here, I just had a little flashlight that you can pop right on. And what I was super impressed with, that I thought was very, very cool, I'm new to helmets, tactical helmets. So when you have this on and you turn the light on, it is directly where you are facing, directly in the sight line of your eyes. And I thought that was really cool that that's all worked out that way. I had no idea. I didn't know what to expect. So I thought that was very neat. So yeah, it does do what it's supposed to do. It's got the Velcro for all your attachments, battery packs, and whatever other accessories. Some, placards, some fun morale patches, what have you. All that's there, everything is there and functioning, doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, now the bad. So for 199 bucks, something's gonna be bad, right? Well, these are made in China. Not to say that that's the bad part, but just some things are of, an quality. Like I said, the rails, but I could, leave that. That seems real superficial. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Now, the harness and the internals of the helmet are not extremely comfortable in my case. I have a very big head. Here, let me check my notes here. Large is 22.5 inches to 23.4 inches around. So you measure around the circumference of your forehead all the way around. Now I came in at 24 inches, so that's at the tippy top of the XL. So 23.5 to 24.2 is their XL measurements. So that 0.2 inches is not very forgiving. So I was right there. And I will say, if you have a bigger head, these are pretty uncomfortable. In front here, you'll notice the padding that they have, that's their impact absorbing material, is just a hard-pressed styrofoam. And this stuff is not comfortable at all. It does not have any give to it. It's, solid as rock. And then there's the retaining band with the little tightening fastener here. I forget what they mention what it's called, but, come on, it's the same tightening fastener type thing on a welding helmet and everything else. You've seen these things before. But it goes around the front of your forehead here, and it's wrapped in a little slight bit of padding with some velvet. not much going on there. This easily digs into your head when you have the back pads inserted. So what I had actually done is I had actually played around and removed some pads and toyed around with them. These are actually the pads that are originally supposed to be in the back there, and then this one was the one that was in the back, and I had sort of just played with them, swapped them around, trying to figure out a configuration that worked for me. And by removing the back pads with the helmet on, it's still free floating, so my head's not actually touching, but it is much more comfortable. Now I will say there are plenty of options out there as far as additional padding you can go and buy that is going to put you in a much more comfortable position with this helmet. So for $199, having a helmet, you know, is better than having no helmet at all, right? Now, mind you, you wouldn't want to take a hit to the back of the head with no padding back there, because, you know, any back face deformation boom is just going to blast you right into the dome with nothing to kind of dissipate that. Now, that being said, like I said, you can go online and you can get, you know, for 20, 30 bucks, you can get yourself some additional, more comfortable pads, but you're going to be stuck with that front one because that front one appears to be screwed and glued in. Perhaps if you were to remove the mounts for the night vision mount in front, you could get the whole pad out, but I don't think that that's maybe it is. It seems like they look like rivets in front, but they actually seem to have a screw here and back, so maybe that is possible if you feel like tinkering with it. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to get some more comfortable pads with a little more squish to them everywhere else, and then that way my head can kind of take up the space, you know, towards the back of the section there. So I got a long damn head, I guess. Big fat, long damn head. Now, like I said, they do have the accessory rails and stuff like that. And also, one thing worth mentioning is if you configure your pads correctly, you can run your, like, say, walkers, you know, hearing protection and whatnot, enhancement and protection, right underneath. It's not too terribly comfortable that way. So they do have, you know, of course, if you're familiar with them or if you're not, the little attachment points here that will have the, you know, harness bit come down that you can pop in and out. And then if you do have something like a walker headset, all you have to do, you know, is kind of destroy it, but you can't actually kind of put it back together. You just run a knife along the wire in the top of the headset and you'll end up with this. And then you simply are going to run that wire, you know, through the top of the helmet there, connect your things, and you'll be good to go. They'll just sit right there and pop in and out. I unfortunately ordered some, but with Corona being the way it is and everything taking so long, I don't have them here to show you when at the time of shooting this video. So, all that being said, would I recommend that you buy one? If this is all that you can afford, I would say yes. I've come to the conclusion nowadays that, you know, when it comes to body armor, it's better to have some than have none, except for, I feel like, AR 500 armor. I know that's going to upset a lot of people, but AR 500 armor is so, you know, expensive for what it is and heavy. You know, you'll pay a couple $100s for a set and a vest combo, and you're like, oh, that was a good deal. But there's no spall protection. You know, they say there is. I don't believe the testing, you know, when, you know, companies talk about it. These catch rounds, you know, they don't necessarily catch it like a vest does, but they will, it's layers, you know, they will catch the bullet inside here. It will not have tons of fragmentation like a piece of steel in your chest would, where the spalling would hit your neck, hit your chin, hit your arms and stuff like that. So I do recommend this company Botach for their lightweight plates as well. Mr. Guns and Gear has done a lot of reviews on those, and he's spoke very highly of them and done a lot of testing on it, and you can run over to his channel and check that out. Like I said, for $200, $199, I don't think this could really be beat. It is not incredibly comfortable, but like I said, for $200, you get what you pay for. Now, like I said, you put a few more bucks into it, and you got something a little bit better. So an upgradable, good starting point for somebody on a budget that's looking for something for their, you know, gear, home protection, sort of boogaloo bug out kit, you know, end of the world zombie apocalypse type stuff. They got you covered. So I'm gonna say, you know, it's a do your research, conservative buy. Go ahead and buy it. It's a good piece. It'll do you well, I think. Like I said, some is better than none. If you have more money, you know, and you can do the buy once, cry once, go for it. Get something a little bit better. But you know, as far as helmets go, it's a helmet, and you know, it'll stop bullets. It does what it's supposed to do. All right, guys. Thank you. Until next time.